Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Jamie and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. In today's video, I'm going to give you 10 items that sold for me recently on eBay and Poshmark. But before we do that, I want to bring you along to my antique booth in Tillsonburg, Ontario. Figured we'd do a little antique booth update, and maybe even before the what solds, I want to talk a little bit about garage sales this past weekend and how it did not go so well, and I'm hoping to have better luck this upcoming weekend. Now, I'm still loving this new antique booth. It still feels new to me, but I guess I've been here a little while now. Here's some Pokemon that I picked up in a recent garage sale video. It's been walking out of here pretty quickly. You'll notice other stuff from the NASCAR buy in here, sports cards, other collectible buy, stuff that you see me make with my printer, all kinds of stuff. It's just a mix of all sorts of things that wouldn't sell well on eBay, but somebody could pick up and take a look in their hands. Sometimes things have defects. There's all kinds of reasons why things might wind up in a booth like this instead of online, but honestly, it's really good for me. If you're kind of wondering how much money I've been making here, I would say an average month is about $700. We've broke the $1,000 mark a couple of times now. We've went, a little under 700 a few times now, but I'd say $700 is a pretty good average per month that I'm making right now. All this small media stuff like the CDs, DVDs, video games, they all sell well here. I really like the smalls, obviously, as you see in this booth. If you have been watching this channel for a while, my booth in Delhi obviously got moved to this one here in Tillsonburg in January of this year. I did wind up keeping a shelf in Delhi, which I said to you guys I was probably going to get rid of. I currently still have the shelf. It's doing okay. It's not fantastic, but it's not really, there's no real reason to get rid of it right now. So I have just kept it for the time being. I don't really spend enough time or dedicate enough time there. Honestly, I should be doing a better job at that location, but like I said, it's still making me money and it's sort of passive at this point. Tillsonburg location, I'm going to say the first 4 months were fantastic for me. It's dipped down a little bit right now. I think it's like summer slowdown, the same as you get online. It just typically seems like that in these booths. I'm not an expert at an antique booth or anything like that. You can see I don't really have a lot of antique items. Mine's definitely more flea market-y than antique, in my opinion, or maybe just collectible type stuff. But yeah. I have heard good things though. So I've heard that this particular location, end of Q3 into Q4, really picks up and is fantastic. So I'm excited to see how this performs. I know my Delhi booth was similar, although this last year wasn't as good as the year before there. So I don't really know what to expect, but I've heard good things. So I'll let you know what goes on with this booth as the year progresses. We're about halfway through our first year in the Tillsonburg location, and overall, I'm very happy with how it's been performing personally. What wasn't good was this past weekend, I was out at garage sales and I did not buy a single thing. Most of the experiences felt a lot like this. Yeah, it's a fun game. Yeah. I got so much video game stuff.
Yeah. We did too, a lot of it's gone now.
Yeah.
The first hour, actually.
Oh yeah. Like Nintendo stuff, or like mostly still PlayStation?
Yeah, mostly Nintendo.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, I would think that's usually first to go.
It's all common,
yeah.
like rare. There's the odd hidden treasure, but a lot of this was like, I've just downsized everything.
Yeah.
So basically I figured, you know what, I'll get rid of a bunch of the bulk.
Okay.
There's no duplicates though.
Okay. It's just a box.
Yeah, it's just kind of like assorted stuff. The code cards that never got used. This is again bulk. This is probably better than what that stack is. So.
Okay.
And these are jumbos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of those. They're just so weird.
Yeah, they're kind of tough when it comes to the collector market.
Yeah.
It was more or less, oh, okay, I got a card. I got to throw it in this thing. And I was never really interested in the jumbos.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Did you want to like just sell these for a certain price?
Do a whole bulk price.
I just sell them, and I've got an antique booth. I throw like 10 common cards together and sell them for like $5 usually.
Okay.
Like, what do you think you want just for like what's there?
If you were gonna do the whole thing,
yeah,
Because I was kind of thinking about 100, 100, 100, 100. But if you're going to do it all, 350.
Yeah.
I know it'd be kind of harder to like bring that back, but
Yeah.
the value is there.
No,
it's
I know,
just
yeah.
a matter of how long it
Yeah.
takes, right?
Yeah.
So. And like, I don't know if I said, there's 0 duplicates.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that doesn't matter so much to me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll think about it anyway.
Yeah. Well, YouTube?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's Thrift on Fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thrift on Fire.
Yeah.
Right.
I am local. I'm kind of like, I'm down near like Deer Creek, Langton, like that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I don't think there was anything wrong with this guy's prices with the Pokemon cards. It's just I don't need to pay $350 for these cards. I know I can get them much cheaper. I already have a ton of them. You can see he had pricing on the table, you know, for people to buy individuals. The video games you can see on the table as well were priced pretty high, like almost eBay prices, which is totally fine. Actually, when I pulled into this garage sale, I seen somebody walking out with a sleeve of cards, so they probably paid $100 and a couple video games. So that some people did pay up for some of this stuff. So I think it's very reasonable for him to ask this. I was asking for a deal, and it wasn't a big enough deal for me to want to buy it, which is totally fine. We left, you know, it was okay for him, okay for me. We just both walked away, right? Sometimes that's just what happens. I wasn't out early enough to snag video games at that first sale. I was there at 7 a.m. That was the first sale of the day for me, and I just couldn't find anything else all day. Was a town-wide. I probably went to like maybe about 15 sales in 2 hours. I had limited time available because this was the morning that I had to help my wife set up for Turtle Fest, which was an event where our spa Tranquility is downtown Tillsonburg gets transformed into a vendor's event. So I went and helped her set up, and then I actually had some stuff I needed to do, and I came back and helped her in the afternoon, finish the day out, and then tear everything down. So I didn't get another chance to go hitting more garage sales. I did find another sale this same day where somebody had a whole bunch of train sets, but they were asking like $75 plus. The only one that I looked up that was valuable, there was one listed for like $250, but I didn't see an actual sold, and I don't know enough about old train stuff to really, you know, take a chance to spend $75 on one. I have sold some in the past, but I've got it much, much cheaper. Yeah, so I'm hoping this weekend I can hit some garage sales and have better luck. I'm also kind of getting at the end of this week, I'm actually going on vacation, so I will be out Saturday. Actually, I think my wife is off too, so we're going to hit another town-wide. But then this upcoming week, I'm not really sure if I'm going to upload videos or not, because we're actually on like a mini getaway. Well, I call it a mini getaway, but it's actually turned into like about a 7-day getaway now. What was going to be like 2 nights away, come home for a couple days, and then go for another 3 or 4. It's just turned into a solid time away. So I'm not really sure about content on it. There'll be some content on this channel, but it might be a little bit different than normal. But hopefully if I get some good garage sale content, I can still have some sort of garage sale video next week for you guys. But let's jump on over to the what solds recently. We're going to talk eBay, we're going to talk Poshmark, and then after that, I'm still going to give you a fail of the week and a find of the week. We're going to kick it off today with a Poshmark sale, but before we do that, I want to remind you guys about Sidekick Tools. It's my secret weapon for Poshmark sales. It's going to share all your items, which on Poshmark, let's be honest, they want you to be super social, and I don't think any of us really want to be spending our time sharing all of our items. Also, offers to likers is a really big one, and I think in an upcoming video, I've had a couple of people ask about this for Sidekick Tools, just to share what I'm actually doing. So next time when we talk about Sidekick Tools, I'm going to share my screen on my phone here, and I'll show you, the percentages I'm giving off and how I have my Sidekick Tools set up. But if you want to give it a try in the meantime, my link is in the description down below. It does a lot more than just automation for Poshmark, but we'll get into all that in a future video. Like I said, I'll give you a breakdown of how I'm actually using the app and what settings I am using. So first off, Black Craft Culture. Believe in your own future jacket. Okay, this jacket was going to be donated by my wife. She was getting rid of it, so I said, hey, let me grab that, throw it on Poshmark, which I assumed it would sell on Poshmark and eBay, and see if we can get some cash out of it. We got $38 for this jacket. These jackets, I think they sell them at what is that store called in the mall? I want to say, Hot Topic. I was going to say Stitches, but that's like an old school Canadian thing, I think. But yeah, Hot Topic. feels like the same thing to me sometimes. But anyways, let's see. Poison record sold for $29.99. That would have came from a recent bulk buy from the guy I worked with. You remember that one? Star Wars trilogy on DVD. I believe this Star Wars trilogy maybe came from a Cal buy, or from the NASCAR buy. There was some Star Wars stuff mixed in there as well. I don't remember for sure, but $25.49 on that one. Wile E. Coyote plush. This actually did come from the NASCAR buy. There's a bunch of Wile E. Looney Tunes stuff in there. $17.99 plus shipping on eBay. Disney Infinity. You've seen this from a recent garage sale video. We're getting $39.99. I think I paid $20 for the whole box. I think there was a Skylanders lot in there, this Infinity stuff, and a bunch of other mixed match stuff. A lot going out on eBay, mostly eBay sales today. Kyle Busch, pennant, and a flag. Who's on this flag? Looks like Kyle Petty flag went out for some amount of money. I didn't put it here, so I'll just leave it up on the screen here. But this lot went out for decent money anyway. Some soccer stuff makes sense. World Cup, FIFA's going on here. FIFA 2010 Barcelona David Villa soccer jersey. We got $33.99. I've been dropping the prices on a lot of these jerseys because I figured they would sell right now, and it was probably a lot of this stuff is on sale. So, lot of 4 Sony cameras. Now these are like security style cameras. I bought this from the owner of the antique booth in Delhi. He had a whole pile of cameras that he sold me one day, and this lot was in there. We got $72 for these cameras. I was trying to get more money originally. I thought it made the most sense to sell most like these similar cameras in a lot. And, $72, pretty decent. I forget what I paid him for the whole bag, but it wasn't a ton. A lot of them didn't have cords. They weren't tested, and he was just kind of looking to get rid of them. Next, an OEM Nintendo. This is a Nintendo controller. This is the Motion Plus controller. It is red. These are more popular. The colored ones, if you can match them together with a nunchuck, you'll do pretty good. We got $60 for just the Wii controller, nunchuck, and the plastic sleeve, or I guess it's not plastic, it's like a rubber silicone sleeve that the actual controller goes into. Finally, Manchester United 2013-2014 away jersey. Size small, not a good size. This would have came from one of the big bulk buys that I did quite a while ago. I can't remember. I think it was the first really big card buy that I bought from the guy who had all the jerseys. We started off buying jerseys and collectibles, and we wound up getting cards. But this one we got $46.75, and yeah, that's 10 items that sold for me recently, mostly on eBay. I'm gonna give you the fail of the week right now because it's staring me in the face. It's right here. I told you guys, I think in the last What Sold Style video, that I picked up a couple of things, and the other things were these Brooks Ghosts, and they looked good until I went to go list them. And I don't know, can you guys see that little tear right there? There's one there. There's one there. It's a condition thing. I think on this side there's one right there too. When you're just looking at it because of the design, you don't really notice it so much. But then as you get closer, which I should have did in the thrift store, there's some damage. Overall, they're still in good shape. It's not through the shoe, it's just the top layer. I could still list it, but it seems like a return waiting to happen, which is why I've just had them sitting out here doing nothing. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna wind up listing those or not, but you really should be looking at looking for flaws, especially when you're buying clothing. It's not so bad if it's like a vintage shirt or something. If it's got a little pinhole, people aren't going to care. You just want to disclose it. Fancier designer clothes or higher end sweaters, maybe that's going to be an issue. Shoes, you got to disclose the issues for sure. I don't know if that's a deal breaker or not, but I really should have looked closer. So that's my fail of the week. Should have looked closer for condition on the shoes before I bought them, because I think I paid like $8.50. They probably would sell. I'll try to find a comp of these shoes and throw them up here. I think they sell for pretty good money, like $40-50, something like that. So but it's more like throwing away money if you got flaws in your item. So actually, when I was out recently, I did find something kind of neat. It was a Jose Barrios Stadium giveaway new blue jersey. It was $8 at my local Goodwill. Now, is this a $100 jersey? No, but all of these stadium giveaways do sell, and they do sell for pretty good money. I could sell it online probably and get like I don't know, about $50 for this likely. I decided to throw it in my booth. You might have even seen it when I did the little booth update in the intro there. I hung it up in the middle. I've been throwing jerseys like that in there for like around $40, and they pretty much sell really quickly. Jose Barrios, he's been a solid starter for the Jays for quite a few years. He's been injured since the end of last year, didn't play in the World Series roster, and it sounds like he's not going to be a Jay next year. Everybody's assuming he's going to opt out of his contract. He does have an extension, but it's likely he'll opt out for free agency. I doubt they'll pick him up. So honestly, I don't really want to play the longer game online trying to sell this, but I do think I can sell it really quick in my booth. And if it doesn't sell, you know, within a few weeks there, maybe I'll consider throwing it online. But I do think it's a pretty good pickup, even for $8 into $40 locally, maybe $50 online. You know, those stadium giveaways are always a good pickup if you can find them in the thrift. So before we thank channel members, I do want to talk about next week on the channel. I kind of mentioned earlier that we're going to be going away Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to be seeing we're going to see the Jays and the Mets in Toronto, which will include Canada Day. I was going to come home, was the plan. We're going to ship out whatever sold over those days, get everything in order, and then head out for a couple more day trips. The plans changed a little while ago, and I knew this was going to happen, but we were waiting on getting our passports. Our passports came in, and as soon as they came in, we decided to actually try to do something else. That something else was leave directly from Toronto to go towards Cincinnati. I don't think day one we're going to hit Cincinnati, but we're going to go to a Reds game, so Great America Ballpark. We're going to go to Kings Island because we have prestige passes for Six Flags. Canada's Wonderland this year, or this, I think it was last year, technically was bought by Six Flags, so that includes, you know, all Six Flags parks with the prestige membership. Apparently some of our park perks, like I have like an all-season dining plan and a drink plan. Apparently you can use those at the other parks, so I'm excited to see if all that works. So yeah, that's kind of fun. Yeah, so we're gonna see actually 2 ballparks this year too. So going on a little rant now, are you, Jamie? Apparently. So we're gonna see obviously Great American Ballpark this upcoming week, and then in August we're going on a cruise that's gonna leave out of Baltimore. So if we're leaving out of Baltimore, of course you would go see the Baltimore Orioles if they're playing the night before, and they are. So 2 new ballparks, but I'm gonna have to go into vacation mode for this upcoming week. So I don't know what that means for content either. I was planning on having a garage sale video out this upcoming Monday, the weekend before, which I normally would have like edited that footage, so it'd be my Monday video. I don't have one, which you've seen earlier in the video. I had a terrible weekend garage sailing. So I'll be out this weekend garage sailing, Saturday, maybe even Sunday. But I don't know what I'll find or if I'll find anything, so I can't promise there'll be a video there. I'll be away, so I don't know if I'll have a regular What Sold video. I'll have some kind of content on this channel, at least one video next week. I don't know if I'll do 2, but I promise at least one at some point. It might even be Wednesday later in the week. I don't know. Maybe it'll be What Sold / maybe some Toronto content. Maybe it will be a garage sale video. I guess you'll have to just wait and see whatever I come up with to throw on the channel here. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Next week, I'm going to have to go into vacation mode because we're going to be away. The following week might be a little bit dicey for content too, depending on how things go, because I won't have like anything sort of pre-planned yet. So we'll get back into regular content, and then we won't have to worry about anything until later in August when I go on that cruise. It's a 10-day cruise. So that will obviously kind of put a little bit of a damper on some content as well. But for now, we're going to end this one. So we need to thank channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, you can go to my YouTube homepage, sign up from there. You know, you don't have to. I don't expect you to do that, but it does really, I appreciate it. It really does help me out. As this channel does not obviously make a ton of money. It's not a huge channel, anything like that. So like you guys helping me out and supporting me, you know, I really do appreciate it for sure. Anyway, if you guys do like videos like this one, please give it a big thumbs up. If you are not subscribed if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? If you want more content, subscribe, because that's where you're going to find it. Anyway, I'm just going to end this one here. We'll see you guys soon.